Newsflash, Mark Carney says he's going to build a pipeline until you read the fine print. Then his magic idea seems more like a pipe dream than a pipeline.
The memorandum of understanding that we're negotiating with Alberta creates necessary conditions but not sufficient conditions.
His big announcement? Well, it's to hold more meetings, more consultations, and shuffle more paper while the dreams of a pipeline die in silence.
The government of British Columbia has to agree. We believe that First Nations right holders in this country have to agree and support. All stakeholders have to back.
Meanwhile, he's handing the radical NDP in British Columbia the veto pen so they can do the dirty work he doesn't want to do himself.
The pipeline proposal has no project proponent. Not only does it not have permits, it doesn't even have a route.
It's been months since Mark Carney became Prime Minister, and the whole time he's been dangling the idea of a pipeline just like a banker dangles a loan you'll never actually get, with enough optimism to keep you docile. He has all of the tools that he needs to put shovels in the ground today. Under Section 9210 of our Constitution, the federal government has exclusive authority to approve projects between provinces. And he knows that. Bill C-5, which this very government rushed through the House last summer, gives the Liberals the ability to bypass all of their own harmful legislation to get a pipeline to the Pacific today. But the agreement announced between Ottawa and Alberta doesn't do any of that. It's not an agreement to build a pipeline. It's an agreement to allow an application to an office which will maybe say yes, which will maybe result in progress at a date that nobody can say. The government can't even tell us which decade they're going to build this pipeline in.
In what year will construction begin on a new pipeline to the Pacific? All right, he can't tell us the year in which construction will begin. Can he tell us in what decade will construction begin on a new pipeline to the Pacific? They don't know the year that construction will begin. They don't know the decade that construction will begin. And the Environment Minister couldn't even bring herself to utter the word pipeline in her answer to the question. Isn't this pipeline going to be built in the year never?
It does do one thing, and the Environment Minister herself admitted it. It's going to raise the industrial carbon tax, which kills jobs and kills progress, and adds extra cost to almost everything you buy. Ottawa keeps the stream of a pipeline alive just long enough to extract cooperation. Don't rock the boat on equalization, don't push too hard on emissions, and maybe stay quiet on federal overreach. And in return, they get gaslighting, false hope, and fake excuses that nobody believes anymore. Let's not forget who Mark Carney is. He was the carbon tax's biggest cheerleader for years. He was at Justin Trudeau's right hand, egging him on to enact the very legislation that stopped progress for 10 long years. He flew all around the world to lecture people about how much carbon they consumed.
Assets, half of gas, 3/4 of coal, etc., maybe up as much as half of oil reserves, proven reserves, need to stay in the ground if we're going to get to where we are.
So don't be surprised that when Mark Carney talks about pipeline, he's never said he'll build one. He just talks about it as a convenient political prop in a cheap attempt to get you to think that this guy will be any different than the last guy, just like the toxic ex who promised over and over again they'd change. But 4 overlapping vetoes, the market, the legal, Indigenous communities, and the provincial veto, mean Ottawa signal and study and support, but never actually deliver. And Mark Carney knows that. He's just learned to weaponize the illusion. The West gets hope, Ottawa gets obedience, BC gets the veto, and Carney gets to shrug and say, well, we tried. The pipeline isn't a promise. It's a shackle, gold-plated with consultations and corridor maps, so the West mistakes it for progress. Carney didn't kill the pipeline dream. He just figured out how to profit from keeping it undead. And the sooner we stop mistaking his mirage for a mandate, the sooner we can start calling it for what it is. Simply more wishful thinking and vaporware announcements from a government that never intended to try to build even a single thing. I'm going to do something that politicians rarely do. I'm going to tell you to keep this video as a receipt. You'll see, nothing will get built under this government. That's the plan.